Rose and John were the two lovebirds that everyone admired. Their love story was the kind that made people believe that true love really exists. They loved each other so dearly, and their love journey was filled with beautiful memories. After 3 years of dating, they decided to take the next step, which is to get married. John introduced Rose to his parents and they really liked her. They told them to go ahead with the wedding plans. The wedding preparations were intense, but Rose, always the perfectionist, ensured that every detail was handled, and she also made sure she delegated most of the work. Among her closest friends, Sharon stood out. As her chief bridesmaid and childhood friend, Rose trusted her completely. When the task of buying the wedding rings arose, Sharon eagerly volunteered. "Don't worry, I will get you the most beautiful rings," she assured Rose. Rose and John were busy with other aspects of the wedding. Rose found her dream wedding gown, and she was so happy she could afford it. Sharon helped in getting the wedding ring as promised, and she chose the best. The wedding was so beautiful. Vows were exchanged. The ring slipped into their fingers and applause filled the air. Love was in their eyes, the future bright before them. Rose looked at John and felt her heart swell with joy. She had married the man of her dreams. After the wedding, John and Rose embarked on an unforgettable honeymoon adventure. Rose loved every minute of it, and John enjoyed seeing her so relaxed and happy. But what made their honeymoon truly special was the quality time they spent together. They had deep conversations, they laughed together, and they just enjoyed each other's company. They felt grateful for the love they shared and the opportunity to start their new life together. Everything looked so perfect. But when they returned home, something strange began to happen. John suddenly developed a strong hatred for the wife. He would get annoyed over little issues. At first, Rose thought it was just stress from work, but as the days passed by, it got worsened. He barely spoke to her. When he did, it was only to argue. She tried to talk to her husband to understand what was bothering him, but he just couldn't pinpoint the issue. It was as if he had become a different person. He started eating out without eating his wife's food. He sleeps alone because he does not want a physical contact with the wife. The love and affection they once shared seemed to vanish overnight. Rose felt hurt and alone, and she didn't know how to bridge the gap between them. She tried to recall if she had done something to upset her husband, but she couldn't think of anything. It was as if he had simply stopped loving her. Rose was desperate for a solution. Rose turned to her mother-in-law for help. She explained the situation, hoping that her mother-in-law could offer her some advice. However, her mother-in-law promised to talk to John. The tension in their home continued to build, and Rose felt like she was walking on eggshells around John. She didn't know what would trigger his next action, and she felt like she was losing the man she loved. One day, Rose's mother-in-law invited John to talk, hoping to get to the bottom of the issue. But even in that conversation, John couldn't seem to identify what was wrong. It was as if he was stuck in a cycle of anger and resentment, and he didn't know how to escape. As the days turned into weeks, Rose felt like she was losing hope. She didn't know if their marriage could be saved or if the love they once shared was gone forever. One day, she thought to herself, I think I need to see my best friend, Sharon. At least she is my childhood friend. Probably she's going to tell me what I'm doing wrong. So she went to see her friend, Sharon. She told her, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. My husband does not love me anymore. She narrated everything she's passing through. Sharon replied her, marriage is a scam. I told you. That is why I remained unmarried, because I just want peace. You can always live a free life. Just pack out of the house so that you can have peace of mind, Sharon told her friend. But Rose knows within her that she's not going to take the advice. One day, while studying, Rose opened her journal and stumbled upon a note she had taken during a church service. The pastor's words jumped out at her. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Rose thought to herself, I've tried talking to my mother-in-law. I've tried confiding in my friends, but nothing seems to be working. Maybe it's time to try something different. She thought, why not try praying about it? Maybe God will hear my prayers and help me find the solution. Rose felt a sense of hope rising up within her. She realized that she had been trying to fix the problem on her own, but now she's willing to surrender it to God. That night, Rose knelt down and prayed to God fervently with all her heart. As she prayed, she had a vision of a wedding ring. She woke up feeling confused and wondered what the ring could mean. The next day, Rose visited her pastor, seeking his guidance on the vision. The pastor listened attentively and then shared his interpretation. The Holy Spirit is telling you to remove your wedding ring, he said. Rose was shocked. Why would God say that? She asked, but she decided to obey and removed both her and her husband's wedding ring. As soon as she did, something unexpected happened. Her husband, John, had a sudden change of heart. He began to apologize for his behavior, and Rose was overjoyed. She thought to herself, finally, my prayers have been answered. But what happened next surprised her even more. John's apology was just the beginning. He started to show his love and care for her again, just like he used to when they first got married. Rose was over the moon with happiness. She couldn't wait to share the good news with her friend. You won't believe what happened, Rose exclaimed. I removed our wedding ring and it was like a weight was lifted off our marriage. John is back to his old self and our love is stronger than ever. Rose gisted her friend, Sharon. Rose received a surprise call from her pastor, asking her to come see him. When she arrived, the pastor revealed that he had prayed about her wedding ring and received a shocking answer. God showed me that the ring itself wasn't the problem, but it had been used against you, the pastor explained. I think I know who might be involved. Do you have a friend named Sharon? She nodded. The pastor continued. God revealed that Sharon took your wedding ring to an herbalist who invoked an evil spirit into it. That's why you have been having issues in your marriage. Rose felt a mix of emotions, shock, hurt, and disappointment. The pastor prayed for her. She immediately went to Sharon's house, where she found her friend lying in bed, covered in sauce. Sharon looked up, tears in her eyes, and begged for forgiveness. "I'm so sorry, Rose. I was jealous that you got married before me, and I did something terrible. Please forgive me." Rose answered her, "You really don't have to do that. God is definitely going to bless you with your own husband in His own time." "Well, I forgive you, but I need you to know that what you did was not okay. It was hurtful and destructive." Sharon nodded. "I know, Rose. I was blinded by my own jealousy and insecurity. Please forgive me." Rose knew that she had to forgive Sharon, not just for Sharon's sake, but for her own sake as well. The next day, Rose went to the store to get a new wedding ring, and she exchanged it with her husband, symbolizing their renewed commitment to each other. From then on, they made a point to pray together every day, seeking God's guidance and protection. Their love grew stronger and they were grateful for a second chance. They were overjoyed and peace was restored to their marriage. They had learned a valuable lesson. Never underestimate the power of unseen forces and always be spiritually vigilant. They also learned that in all their ways, they should always acknowledge God and they should not lean on their own understanding in order to fix their issues. They should always turn to God. As for Sharon, she eventually realized her mistakes, but by then, she had already lost a true friendship. We have come to the end of today's story. We hope you enjoyed listening to it. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.